The banquet hall buzzed with chatter, the hum of officers discussing strategies and promotions filling the air. Colonel Marcus Hawthorne, a man whose pride often outweighed his judgment, spotted her entering. Lieutenant Colonel Elena Vargas, quiet but poised, moved with an effortless authority that drew the eyes of every officer in the room. Marcus smirked, a cruel glint in his eye. "What's a little lieutenant doing here among real officers?" he sneered, loud enough for a few nearby soldiers to chuckle. The tension in the room tightened instantly. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening." Elena's jaw tightened subtly, her eyes scanning the room with calm precision. She had faced dismissals like this countless times. It's underestimated not for her skill, but for her quiet demeanor and measured manner. Her rank, her experience, her achievements all, ignored by a man blinded by ego, yet she did not flinch. Every step she took, every breath she drew, reflected decades of discipline, strategy, and battles fought both in the field and in the corridors of command. The soldiers nearby murmured, some uneasy, some curious, sensing the storm beneath her composed exterior.
Ow.
The air itself seemed to hold its breath as Marcus's smirk widened, certain his authority would intimidate her into silence. Dust motes floated in the beams of light cutting through the tall windows, casting a surreal spotlight on the unfolding confrontation. Elena's hands remained at her sides, trembling only in the sense of controlled anticipation, muscles coiled and ready. Marcus took a step closer, towering over her in his self-assured arrogance. "Don't think you belong here. Your rank doesn't mean a thing among real officers," he sneered, voice dripping with condescension. Elena's eyes, however, did not waver. In that instant, she assessed him, his posture, his stance, his overconfidence. A subtle exhale of patience, a micro-shift in her weight, and she was prepared. Every soldier in the room sensed the unspoken duel, a clash not of fists, but of respect, authority, and hidden power. Elena's mind raced, calculating exactly how to correct the injustice without descending into chaos. She had trained for moments like this, the art of commanding a room, of asserting authority without needless aggression, of demonstrating supremacy through presence and precision. Then softly, almost imperceptibly, she spoke. "Colonel Hawthorne," she began, voice even but carrying the weight of truth. "I am your superior. My rank is Lieutenant Colonel. Perhaps you should reconsider your assumptions." The room froze. Marcus's smirk faltered, his confidence shaken by a simple truth he had arrogantly ignored. Whispers rippled through the hall, the murmurs of soldiers turning to awe as realization dawned. Elena's calm gaze met his unwavering, unyielding. He opened his mouth, perhaps to protest, but the weight of protocol in the eyes of 300 officers held him in check. The tension in the room was electric. Soldiers shuffled, some nodding subtly, others exchanging glances of astonishment. The lesson was clear. Arrogance and mockery could not withstand competence and truth. Elena's stance radiated control, her dignity intact, her authority undeniable. Every detail, the dust floating in the sunlight, the shiver of anticipation, the subtle tremor of suppressed rage, amplified the gravity of the moment. Marcus took a hesitant step back, finally comprehending the magnitude of his error. Elena, ever poised, inclined her head slightly not in victory, but in acknowledgement of her duty to maintain order, respect, and decorum. The room exhaled collectively, the tension melting into a respectful silence. Elena had corrected the imbalance with precision, intelligence, and moral authority, leaving an indelible impression on every officer present. Because true authority is never demanded, it is demonstrated. Respect once earned, through skill and integrity, reverberates far beyond a single moment. Elena stepped forward, the hall opening subtly before her presence. Conversations resumed, now tinged with admiration and renewed understanding. Marcus remained silent, humbled not by force, but by truth. Elena's legacy, already formidable, had grown stronger not through confrontation, but through the quiet mastery of rank, knowledge, and dignity. If this story reminded you that courage, discipline, and quiet authority often speak louder than arrogance, share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Whispered Words. More tales of human strength, wisdom, and unforgettable moments are waiting, each one crafted to inspire and leave a lasting mark.